Transformers Rise of the Beasts is the 7th film in the film franchise. Now, to be honest, I grew up on Transformers. I had the toys, I watched Beast Wars, so this was kind of a nostalgia trap for me. I didn't really want to watch the film that bad, but my friend wanted to, so I decided to go for him mainly. I haven't seen all the Transformers movies. I've seen all of them except for The Last Knight, even though it's directed by Travis Knight and I like that director. I think the 4th one just kind of killed it for me. They went to China for a while just to sell tickets there, and then like the robot dinosaurs only showed up for about 10 minutes, and at the end, of course. So I just pieced out of the 5th one. But Bumblebee was good, and this one is sort of a semi-sequel. It takes place in 1994 mainly. It is a period piece taking place between Bumblebee and the 2007 film. So this one is mainly about the Maximals. They are robot animal aliens, and they're trying to keep away a transwarp key from Scourge, an alien marauder of sorts, and they hide on Earth. And many years later, a beacon is activated when Helena is basically a nerdy artifacts lady or something, and she basically opens it, and then all the any aliens can see it or something. There's also a Private Noah Diaz. He is a down on his luck electronics guy who was in the army and looking for a job. His brother's got some sort of terminal illness, and he's got his hardworking mother, and he gets involved because he's trying to carjack a Mirage when the call comes out. So Mirage brings him, and basically these two humans get swept up in the big sort of intergalactic battle as everyone starts fighting for the transwarp key to let in the villains or whatever. So the movie has plenty of action, not too much, but I like the small skirmishes throughout the film. There's a couple of small battles at the beginning, spread throughout as the villains are chasing each other. There's always something that sort of stops the fight from going on. And then there's the big finale, which I felt was just noise. There's a lot of like henchmen robots thrown in there, and they sort of swarm everything, and there's only 2 kinds. There's no like one-on-one boss battles of sorts. It all ends pretty quickly, but it's nice to see you get a kick seeing Optimus Primal and all the cool creatures, and I mean the robots and stuff. I like the little touches too. There are tiny little touches. For example, there's this giant plane transformer. He can turn into a giant jumbo jet, like a military surplus super jet. But when he lands, he doesn't land gracefully. He lands like, and he breaks half the driveway because he's just like really old. And I like little touches like that. Also, some human characters get wasted in this off screen, and I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I found it darkly hilarious. A lot of the voice casting does a great job, but I couldn't tell half the people, so I guess that's good. And I just felt the pacing was a little off. It felt really long. It's only 2 hours, but the movie feels a lot longer. And I appreciate that the movie's trying to do a better job of developing the human characters, but I still found myself getting bored whenever they spent too long developing those 2 characters. There's Helena, and you know, she's never left New York, and then there's Noah, and he's got his brother he's trying to fight for. I don't feel like these characters will ever return in another movie, so you get so much character development for those 2, but it doesn't really matter. You just kind of want to see robots smacking each other. And some of the smaller skirmishes, I said, were a lot better because you can see what's going on, and it's like 3 versus 3. When it gets to like big group stuff, it kind of just like gets lost in the shuffle. And some of the smaller Maximals don't get any like screen time or anything to say, no lines, no cool kills. So if you're like a big Cheetor fan or Rhino guy fan or any of those, it's like, they don't get to do much. But overall, it's a, you know, it's a action picture. It's you know, it's not trying to be, it doesn't have the intensity of the Michael Bay or the bloated, you know, running time of those films, but it's closer to Bumblebee in that regard, where it's trying to go for, you know, a mix of action and heart. And I guess it's okay, but it just comes off as a okay film for me. So I give Transformers Rise of the Beasts a 6 out of 10.